Hey guys, JD here with 4 Dudes BBQ. Today we're going to be slow smoking some beef ribs on our Weber Kettle. I got a nice little rack of ribs, some good charcoal with our Kingsford, some good wood with mesquite chunks. Let's get cooking, pull up a chair, grab a cold one, let's get at it. Alright guys, I'm going to set up my method here, the snake method for our slow cooked beef ribs. All you got to do is make 2 rows all the way around, maybe about 3/4 way around. Make sure they're overlapping quite a bit. If not, you're not going to get enough fuel, enough heat for the cook. And this method is perfect for slow and low cooking. I've used this for turkeys, pork butts, ribs, brisket, you name it. So I'll just give you a short little look at it. 2 rows there, 1 here in the middle. Make sure they're overlapping. Then I'll set my wood chunks on top of that. We'll be using mesquite chunks today for our smoke. I like using mesquite for the beef. It really gives a nice bold flavor that the beef really soaks up. So I'll go ahead and finish up here. I'm going to give you a look at when it's all set. Alright guys, this is my setup here for the beef ribs. See, I got my ring about 3/4 of the way around. And the great thing about this method is if the cook goes a little longer than expected, you just add some more charcoal, keep the chain going. But I got mesquite wood here, got that great smoke. Make a little pile in the middle, put a little paraffin cube right there. I'll light it, stack those coals around it, and then once those are all gray, I'll move it over here, start the chain, and it'll work all the way around. So let's get this fired up, then we'll grab our meat and show you how I prep it. So here are coals. You can see they're coming along, about halfway there. I really like these to be completely gray before I start that chain. If not, I've had some past experiences where it takes a while for the temp to get to where you want it because those coals aren't lit, just rushing it. So what we'll do is we'll just give this maybe another 5 minutes, and then I'll use my tongs to transfer those coals right over here. We'll start the chain. I'll put in a thermometer, let it get up to about 225, and then we'll put our meat on. Alright, see you back. Alright guys, got our beef ribs here. It's a nice little pack. It's got 4 ribs on it. Not really much fat to trim off. Some of these little pieces of looks like some membrane, something like that will cut off. But all this fat here, this will all render down. Sometimes I would use like a binder, some mustard, but not today. I'm going to keep it real simple for this rib recipe. Salt and pepper. I got a 50-50 ratio. Give that a nice liberal dosing. And I'll leave this out 20-30 minutes, let it come up to room temp. Let some of that salt work in, start to release some of the moisture of this meat. Make sure that rub sticks. Get it the other side. Our coals are looking pretty good. Our lighter cube's out. I haven't moved the middle stack of cubes yet to start the chain. Just letting them gray up and get ready to go. Now this cook, we're going to try to do it 225, 250, keep it in there somewhere. And I'll show you how I adjust my vents on the Weber. And with that snake method, with the 2 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, you can really keep your temp exactly where you want it. I've had lots of successes with it, and I'll show you how I set it up for that low cook. You'll be looking 5-6 hours, something like that, and we'll see how it goes. After a few hours, say 3 hours, we'll probably wrap this in some foil and then cook it until it's tender. Trying to reach the temp about 203 degrees. At that temperature, the fat and the connective tissue inside will start to break down, and you'll have some tender ribs, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's take a look at our coals over here. Alright guys, so you can tell our coals are looking good. Starting to already get some smoke from that mesquite. I put a little drip pan in there. It's just a little makeshift foil thing. I've used and bought aluminum foil drip pans, and I will continue to use them, but these are great when you're in a pinch. I just didn't have any on me. Just fold up some foil. That way it'll catch all that beef grease. Let's get our meat on. Put these beef ribs right in the middle, right underneath, or right over that foil. Get in there, you can see how that salt's kind of bringing up some of the moisture. Smoke's looking good. We're gonna let these go about 2 hours or so before I even take the lid off. Get a nice bark. Move just a little bit away from that fire there. And we'll make adjustments as necessary with the temperature. If it starts to get a little hot, I'll close some of the dampeners. But I think we'll be alright. We'll see you in a couple hours. Alright, welcome back to 4 Dudes Barbecue. I got 2 of my dudes here. We just pulled our meat off and it looks good. What do you think, boys?
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we're going to do here, I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. We're going to wrap our meat in some foil, stick it back on the barbecue, and wait till we get a temperature of 203 degrees. Right now my Thermopro pen was reading about 160, 165 degrees in some parts. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up so you can get a little closer look at it. See how nice that's looking.
Really nice. Yeah, really nice.
Alright, we'll wrap it up and put it back on. See you guys later.
And me. And me.
I pulled our ribs off the Weber. I let them set for about 30 minutes in that foil, unwrapped them, cut it up, and right here, this is what we've been working for. Take a look at that. It's got nice color, good smoke ring. I mean, you can see the juices in that. It is juicy. Took it to 203 degrees and then let it rest for 30 minutes. And right now, I'm going to try a bite of this bad boy. Look at that bite. Tender, but not, completely falling off the bone. It's got a perfect bite to it. Right amount of spice, good flavor with that pepper, salt, 50-50 ratio. This is a good deal. Just recap on our cook. We cooked some beef ribs on our Weber Kettle. We used the snake method with the Kingsford briquettes. I used some mesquite wood for the smoke. I mean, I had a good experience with these. It went a little faster than I thought. I thought it was going to be about 5-6 hours, but we pulled it out about 4.5 hours or so, running around 250. I let it rest after hitting that internal temp at 203 degrees, and they're tender, they're tasty, they're super moist. Even just the juices are flowing out of those ribs like no tomorrow. But I hope you liked the video. If you do like it, please subscribe, make a comment, give me some ideas for some future cooks. I'll be doing this again, just picking up stuff on that Weber Kettle. Have fun smoking. 4 Dudes Barbecue. Have a good one.